All of us would like to have our own individual apartments or villas or bungalows as our individual purses might permit. But often we ignore the concept of leaving enough space for social assembly. This, experts say, is an offshoot of rapid urbanization. The abundance of open space, be it in front of churches, temples or mosques, has given way to buildings. This phenomenon is not restricted to religious centers alone. As the population increased, the extent of open spaces decreased. This inverse proportional growth pattern has been impacting social development. The lack of open space, at least a minimum stretch, restricted playgrounds, recreational centers, parks, and other avenues for social gathering. But more than that, land was sought to be looked upon as a mere real estate option, which affected setting up of residential plots. This problem is worst in Kerala.
Take our temple areas, any temples or churches, we had this, if you look at churches, all these churches were placed in a kind of a location where from the top of the church, the premises, you could see the entire area, location of the church, then the way it was positioned, then the open space, the gathering space in front, all those things were urban social spaces. And religious spaces always were just not religious spaces, they were social congregational spaces too.
Kerala landscape is called Rururban because of its urban-rural mix. The dividing lines are blurred. At least 10% of any given stretch of land needs to be preserved as open space, lest the people live a suffocated life. The right to space, built and open, good environment, quality air and security should be fundamental to the lives of people. Protecting urban open spaces, reclaiming lost spaces and conserving ecologically sensitive areas and green spaces are the essence of a people-centric and socially relevant planning, which calls for a massive education campaign targeted at the public and the administration. In Thiruvananthapuram, this is John Mary with camera person Anil Warrior for Real Estate Television.